So now we will be discussing regarding the third part of our session, that is rural planning. So what is a rural planning? It's the process of improving the quality of life and economic well-being of communities living in relatively unpopulated areas rich in natural resources. So what will be the major objective of rural planning? The major objective of rural planning would be to improve the living standard of rural mass, to develop rural areas as a whole in terms of culture, society, economy, technology, and health, to make special care for youth, rural youth, children, and women, to develop and empower human resources, mainly rural youth of rural area, in terms of their psychology, skill, knowledge, attitude, and other abilities, to improve and maintain infrastructural facilities in terms of mixed irrigation in rural areas, etc., and to provide minimum facility to the rural mass in terms of drinking water, education, transport, electricity, and communication. So these are the three main approaches of rural planning, that is growth center approach, area development approach, and integrated rural approach. So what is a growth center approach? The concept of rural growth center is to identify ideal location for investment and also act as a focus of inducing growth in the area concerned. The basic logic behind this approach is that development in rural areas can be fostered by interesting resource mobility towards these areas for the generation of infrastructural facilities. The constraint in this regard arise because of two main reasons. Firstly, there are financial constraints, and also secondly, there are economic efficiency of investment has to be ensured. This means that the facility should be located at appropriate places. Coming to the second approach, that is area development approach. This approach is an extension of the growth center approach and takes into account the local factors in achieving the economic growth. So what is an integrated rural development approach? The integrated rural development approach has been developed because the area development approach by and large failed to address the question of the inequalities in the distribution of employment in